Good evening. We're doing this in the Friday evening. What is today's date? May 6th. May 6th, March 6th. It'll be, you got to turn your clocks forward or back this week?
Forward.
Spring forward.
Good. So anyway, now that we got that covered, we are doing our monthly roundtable, Beach Life Group, and my name is Lauren Sanders, and I've got these wonderful gentlemen here to chat with me about what's going on in our community, real estate, and Kevin Bacon, apparently. So let's go. What's your name, sir?
Oh, my name?
Good start, Curtis.
Maybe we should start off.
Yeah, let's start again.
This is Curtis.
I think we should start over.
No, we're good. Just roll.
Yeah, go.
All right. I'm Curtis Walls.
I'm Chris Erickson. And I'm Cassidy Lewis.
And we're all part of the Beach Life Group here in Encinitas, Compass. So let's just get rolling. I'm going to start with, we have a new feature monthly that we're going to do, and one of them is the businesses or the places we love, businesses, and mainly for me, it's just places I go all the time. So got back from yoga tonight. I'll start with the Yoga 6. Like Yoga 6.
Got some swag.
I even introduced
forum, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So they're all over the place. But anyway, I go there about 4 days a week and do yoga. Did hot yoga tonight to prepare for all of this, and I'm ready to go.
Looking svelte.
Yeah. Sweat a lot before I got here. But anyway, Yoga 6.
That's a true fact.
Yeah.
I've worked out with you before.
Well, we used to do CrossFit,
Yep.
and then the place closed, so I had to find a new gig.
Yep.
But yoga's better for an old guy like me. Although it is not, it's kind of fast paced, right, Curtis?
Yeah, I've started going and I really like it.
Yeah.
I've never done yoga before.
It's called slam dance yoga. You use weights and what is it? Power yoga and
Boot camp.
Boot camp. But
yeah.
Anyway, it's a great place.
Yeah, it is.
One of my other favorite places is actually across the street is Viore.
Which I'll second.
Yeah, I've been buying their clothes since they were in the little place across from our old office.
Don't they have a new place opening up over in Del Mar? I saw a big sign out
there. They're going worldwide, man.
Kind of by One Paseo over there.
Yeah.
The other side of One Paseo.
Yeah, so I think our C3 bank down the street's one of their backers, but they're getting big.
Yeah.
Quality stuff. So Viore is one of my favorites. Like also, you can't see the logo here, but Link Soul is one of my favorite businesses. Or I buy their stuff. I got a couple shirts this week. Tried to get Curtis to buy some, but Link Soul, send Curtis some.
It's nice stuff.
Yeah, it is good. But
yeah.
And then, what's your favorite restaurant? Mine's Bona Fascetta lately.
Yeah.
In Lucadia, which is, if that's Bona Fascetta, however you say it. How do you say it?
I don't know how I say it, but I know it's busy every time I drive by.
It is.
We thought about going there last
Italian
weekend,
Canadian.
and we drove by around 6 o'clock on a Saturday night, and it was packed.
So
we didn't stop to go in.
Yeah. Well, you got to go early.
Yeah.
We go kind of with the old crowd, the people that have gray hair, and we go about
Early bird
4:30.
special.
Yeah.
There you go.
But it's awesome. Anyway, so we'll just lead into that. You guys all get one pick for your favorite.
I was just at Pizza Port, Bressy Ranch.
Great
Pizza
place.
Port's been the spot for since I was a little kid.
Just go there after Pop Warner games all the time. It's a great place.
It is a
the
great
one in
spot.
downtown Carlsbad, not
Nice.
the new one you were at. But
Yep.
what about you, Chris?
I'm going to go a beer place as well, BTR over in Encinitas, Brewer's Tap Room.
Where is that?
It's right by, it's Los Tacos,
Luna Grill.
Luna, that whole shopping center, I think. It's
Habit.
Village Square 2. Yeah, Habit's in there.
Cool.
They got like 20 beers on tap, all local. They expand a little bit, but all craft beers, all
Nice.
good stuff all the time. Really cool people working in there. So.
Is that why you were late coming here today?
I wish, man. Cassidy forgot our beer.
Okay. And what's yours, Curtis?
Wow. Chris is going to think I only ever go to one place because I've talked
can
about
guess
it.
it.
I've talked about it on their podcast. He's had me on twice, and I've talked about it both times. But it's called Chico, restaurant over here.
Oh, right up.
Right beside Encinitas
The surf shop. Yeah.
Food's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just a cool little spot. So that's kind of our
It's like a little
spot.
sliver of a building that runs along. Awesome.
But the food's really good. So
Also, if you like pizza, you can't lose by going to Blue Ribbon.
Good stuff.
yeah.
So, and then my last thing is for client gifts. I got introduced to these guys at Sackcloth and Ashes, and so bought some gifts to give clients and friends. But it's a really cool gift. It's a blanket, and then they send a blanket to your local shelter. So they know what zip code, and this is across the country. So they know what zip code, you're buying your blanket from, and then they're connected to a shelter and provide a blanket for less fortunate folks there. And so anyway, I'm into using them now too. So
Very cool.
And they're connected to Kevin Bacon, like we
Yeah,
talked about. So let's get right into. Anyway, they're really. I talked to the guy. They're really cool, and hooked them up with Compass too. So hopefully we end up. I bought a bunch.
Yeah.
I encourage you guys to buy some.
Yeah,
for your
absolutely.
clients.
Good company.
So let's get into the real estate stuff, and we can talk about just the overall. I mean, the stock market's been kind of crazy. The bond market even crazier. 30-year bond ended today. 10-year bond ended today at like 0.7475, so under 1% by a significant amount. A year ago, it was at 2.7. So that's quite a big difference. I mean, the market was a little slower last year. So, there's some interesting things going on. What are you guys seeing when you're out writing offers and working with buyers? Got to be fast, right?
Yeah, you gotta be super fast.
Yeah.
That's the hot sheet that we grabbed the other day was in Encinitas, and 92024 and 92009 sold in 6 days, 4 days, 5 days, 11 days, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts, and most of those are multiple offers. So if you're looking to buy, gotta be quick.
And we chatted a little bit too, compared to last year around this time, kind of the spring market. It seems it's quite a bit different. It's a lot more offers going in, a lot more multiple offers. It seemed to kind of settle down, or at least get a little more, stable. Spring last year, and then this year you're seeing it kind of go
Gangbusters.
nuts again. Yeah, interest rates, not enough inventory.
I think those are the two big ones. Obviously, the interest rates. People see that they can get a 30-year fixed for 3%.
Yeah.
So they're wanting to go, and there's just Lauren and I go over the hot sheets. I know you guys do too. In the past couple weeks, the pendings are outpacing the news.
Yep.
So that
New
just
listings,
means
right.
the inventory is actually shrinking the past few weeks.
The last 30 days, 213 new listings. This is just Del Mar to Carlsbad. 213 new listings and 249 pending. So we're going in the wrong direction. Usually this time of year is when we start building inventory. So that's going to be really interesting to watch over the next 2-3 months to see whether we ever build inventory or if it kind of stays in this crazy, and this is, it's also price driven. So like if you're a $5 million house, that's not typically happening, but the first quarter to second quartile of markets, so the bottom half of the market they're all moving pretty good. If you're priced correctly, you're definitely selling in days versus months.
Yeah, if you're selling for under $1 million, buy boxes.
Yeah.
Be ready.
Well, and just Lauren posted something on his LinkedIn, a little perspective through the years for 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s. So right now we're like in the low 3s. In the 70s, it was like close to 9. 80s, it was almost 13%. These are all interest rates.
Mortgage rates,
90s, it was 8%. 2000s, 6%. In the 10s, it was down to 4. We're even below that, which is kind of nuts. And it just is giving people more purchasing power. So it's taking up the prices, but also making it a little more competitive in those price ranges.
For sure, yeah. It's going to be interesting times. We'll see. The next 6 months, we'll see how it all plays out because there's different things happening this year than last year. That's really why you need to find somebody you trust helping you through this thing, because you don't want. I'll give you a quick example. The last couple weeks, I've seen agents posting open houses for an hour. Now one of my clients sent me half-hour open house.
Yeah.
So they're playing games with people's emotions. Some of them, an hour or half-hour open house is silly.
Yeah.
They're trying to get.
I saw that in Oceanside. There was an hour.
Yeah, they're trying to get 100 people in a short window, so it feels like the end of the world.
Yeah. So it shows it feels like you have to overpay.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat.
Yeah. So some of this is it'll come back to haunt us, but so the current market, we'll see what happens. It's if you're listing, if you're a seller right now.
You're in the driver's seat.
You're in a good spot, yeah. One of our topics we were going to talk about that Chris gave us was what's some of your favorite neighborhoods? What's your favorites? We could call it a secret neighborhood, or
Yeah,
it could
secret.
be.
Let's go secret neighborhood.
Let's go secret neighborhood.
Don't tell us what it is.
Yeah.
Mine is, I had a listing in there. My client sold their house last year in Lake Valsereno, which is a hidden little townhome community in Livenhain,
Right.
off Valsereno.
When were those built?
Pocoyo.
Late
In-
70s or early
in
80s?
the 80s.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, actually late 70s. It was late 70s because it was right before the dam broke.
Yeah.
The dam broke in the 80s.
Damn it.
Yeah, right. And but it's a cool little community. It's 105 townhomes
Yeah.
in that community. I think there's 5 detached.
Yeah,
Something
there's
like-
yep.
Yeah, 5 detached. But just the price point to get into a Livenhain, that's crazy. Like
Yeah.
to still be in the
Sevens and
Sevens,
eights, right?
yeah.
And good square footage.
and good square footage.
2-car garage as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
And you're in nature, like you're backed up against.
That's probably the
Yeah.
most unique thing about it. You're actually in the country,
Yeah.
basically, but you're in a townhome.
Yeah, 100%.
So you can take your dog for a walk, and you could be out walking trails that feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty epic.
Basically, everybody out there too has a view, going out
Of
the back,
something.
which is,
Right.
I mean, beautiful out there.
Yeah. So-
but nobody knows about it. That's the crazy thing is
Yeah.
that if you're looking for a $700,000 townhome, you usually look at in Village Park. Well, if you don't want to be around hundreds of people,
Yeah.
it's a great
It's
spot to get in.
definitely a
Yeah, it's a great
unique
starter
spot.
home,
Yeah.
and it's Livenhain Pioneer Hill Elementary. Livenhain? Oh, I said it right.
Livenhain or Livenhain?
Pioneer Elementary.
Well done.
I'll say it wrong later. Don't worry. Just wait.
We know what you mean.
But it is a really great neighborhood. My clients have been there since 2011. They've raised their daughters at least a little ways, and now they're moving on.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
it's a great spot.
Cool. What do you got, Chris Erickson?
So this place has a lake. It's got hiking around. It's got a kind of a trail around the actual lake. There's a playground. The community is growing. There's new construction going on right around there. It's right by Cal State San Marcos. They're building the whole creek project down there, so making a little bit farther down, kind of Craven area. They're making some open space area down there, and
Right.
long-term help it not flood. It used to,
Yeah.
growing up there, it always used to
Yeah,
flood
flood,
down
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So it's Discovery Lake area.
Yep.
And its price points are kind of where you're getting the townhomes out in Livenhain, but you're getting some good square footage. You're getting
talking
3 or 4
detached houses,
bedrooms,
though.
detached houses. Yeah, some of the new construction is attached. Yeah, townhomes. In the new construction, you'll notice too, Rancho Tesoro with a lot of new construction is kind of packed in there.
Right.
They're vertical too, 3-story.
3 stories. But yeah, the older homes in Discovery, detached, are, you get the yard, you get a little bit of space. Some of the outside ones have views and stuff, and I think it's a good value back there. So,
Yeah. Cool.
and a cool area.
Yeah. it
it's
is.
very pretty. Yeah, I like that area also.
Yeah.
What do
Is
you
that
got?
yours too? You're gonna say ditto?
Yeah, ditto. No, I just to Chris's point, a couple of years ago, a good friend of mine, I helped him buy a place out there, and he just absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
It's a great area.
You got St. Mark's to play golf at too.
St.
Yeah,
Mark's
golf course is right there.
Urge is right down the road. That
Yeah.
cool little outdoor space, and then across the freeway, there's My Yard Live, which is a nice. Bring your kids. They have live music there all the time too.
Yeah, and
so.
there's that whole development is going to happen right across from Cal State, like catty corner to
Yeah.
Cal State San Marcos. There's going to be a whole bunch of new houses
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of commercial and restaurants and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So
It's booming over there.
yeah, it's growing fast.
What do you got, Curtis?
Well, it's an Encinitas. It's over up off Saxony. It's called off Swallowtail Park. Hawkview Park is right there.
Yep.
Is it Hawkview? Park?
Hawkview is the street that runs up
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. So there's a
Park as
park.
well.
The park's right there.
Yeah.
But there's one street in particular called
Indian Head Park's over by there too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Indian Head Canyon yet?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's not too far from there at all. Yeah, it's down as you're heading over there. And the reason I like it is unbelievable views out towards on a couple of those cul-de-sacs. Really nice views down over the lagoon and over to the ocean. So
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know that neighborhood's over there or not, up on the hill there, but it's very pretty.
It used to be trapped over there. You couldn't get anywhere, but you
Yeah.
come off of Saxony and go up there, and that was it. You had to come back down the hill to go around.
Yeah.
So now
It goes through
it goes
the
through with the
development.
golf course and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, there's some nice spots up there, especially when you get to the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Ocean, and then.
And then if you have a much larger budget, there's also a couple of newer developments at like they're beautiful big homes with, $3, $4, $5 million range.
Yep, and spectacular. You're right.
Yeah.
Guest house and all that kind of stuff. We looked at one.
We did not too long ago. Yeah.
So my spot that I like is actually not really that secret, but one of my favorite neighborhoods that's if you're looking for a master plan community is Aviara, because it's got, I don't know if there's a greener place when you drive through it. Lush landscaping. You got Aviara Golf Club, which is really nice golf club, and then the Bataquitos Lagoon trails, and then there's trails through the neighborhood and stuff. We lived there for a number of years, and
a bunch of different price points too, which is cool.
Yeah, you've got townhomes all the way up to multi-million-dollar houses too that are really nice. Actually, for like $2.5-3 million there, you get an Aviara Drive. There's some nice custom-built homes. So the
almost
pricing.
sold one of those.
I remember that. I remember that one in particular.
And the trails are over there. I take my dog over there all the time.
Yeah, it's a good spot, isn't it?
Trails are nice right on and they do such a good job of the upkeep. I think probably some of their HOA fees pay for the upkeep of those trails. It's beautiful.
And you get a discount at the restaurant.
If you live in there.
If you live in there with your HOA fee.
Yep.
It's called.
I think you can even buy.
Some kind
you
of
can go to the golf club and buy. You can get clothes and stuff like that too.
Is it burlap?
No, it's not burlap. What's the restaurant called there? No, I don't have my Google in front of me. This is what the difference between this and podcasting.
Are you talking about the steak place that's there, or the other one?
That's down below off Bataquitos.
They're redoing that now, I think.
Okay, never mind. Cancel that. Cut that out.
I'll think about it. Let's move on. Yeah. Carry on. And one of the coolest pieces of property to own would be that guy that has the little horse thing over there.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That's right next to Aviara. I think they tried to buy him out when they were doing the golf course, and he probably said, "No, thank you."
Yeah, I just remember. I remember showing a house over there. And all of a sudden, you just get kind of a whiff. I'm like, what is going on over here? And then we just drove down the street, and there's a full-on 2-acre horse ranch.
He's got more acreage than that along the lagoon. So
even more.
He's a holdout.
It's good. Let him hold out. Yeah.
I was shown one of the La Costa estates about a week ago, which where Obelisco is and Cazadero and some of those streets, and. We're looking at the house, and it's a big 4,200 square foot house on a half acre. And I look out the window, and there's a horse in the property next door in the backyard.
Just one? How
in
lonely.
the neighbor, only. Wait, maybe there was more than one. But the guy, when we look out the window, I'm like, look, they got horses.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen horses in La Costa before.
No.
We're like, where does she ride them? You go out on the street and go out.
Yeah, because if you have
a big lot.
Yeah, if you have a horse in a Livenheim, there's
the trails.
Yeah, you got trail, the whole trail system.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah. So anyway, that's mine's Aviara. But so I'll take it to this. We'll go. So let's say you could just live anywhere you wanted around here. You'd obviously pick Encinitas, or is that not true? What would you pick?
I would pick Encinitas. It's just because I grew up. Both the places that I picked were spots that I lived in when I was growing up. But Neptune, Bluffside, current Bluffside, Neptune would be epic.
Yeah.
I lived in the 700 block when I was a kid.
Nice.
For 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
Nice ocean view to wake up to.
Yeah, I just remember I was little too. I was 5 or 6, but I still remember sunsets and dolphins, and we had the big glass fence in the back, and
nice.
My dad sold it for $675,000. Did fantastic.
Bummer.
But then the other one, we moved from there to Livenhain. I went back to Livenhain, and
figure it out.
And then we had a whole bunch of country to live in, and we had 2 acres, and we had canyons and a whole bunch of fun out there. So I'd love to.
So which ones you pick? You got to pick one.
I'd pick the country living.
Okay.
Just because you have space, and I know how much fun my brother and I had, and my kids would have a blast.
Yep.
Chasing rattlesnakes or
that's
dodging rattlesnakes. Either way.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was a blast.
What's yours, Chris?
I'll take the bluff, man. I'm gonna take a Livenhain as well.
I'll take the bluff for $675. Sold.
If I can find that, No, I live in Hain as well. I was out there running, parked in the horse park out there, Oak Hill?
Little Oak?
Little Oak,
Okay.
Little Oak, yeah. Which I think that's what encinitas means in some language. But anyways,
Spanish?
yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'll go with that.
Bueno.
Yes, see. And so from there, there's, like you said, there's the horse trails kind of cruising around, but you could drop into these canyons. There's actually like a river, or I guess it's a river.
Escondido Creek.
Yeah, it's the
Cruises
creek.
through,
It's not
yeah.
really a river, but once you drop in there, it's all lush down there because the creek's running through most of the year.
Yep.
So it's just real pretty, and there's a few different little kind of hidden areas. There's a hidden park back there, and once again, you get some land, you get
Yeah.
some privacy, but it's also a great community. And
And you're only 15 minutes to
yeah,
the
and
beach. or so.
you're right
Yeah.
there. So if you
Yeah.
need to shoot out to the store or wherever, it's not too
Easy.
bad. Yeah.
Cool. Mr. Walls.
I would pick.
Do you want bluff or country? No.
I'm all about the views myself. So there's a couple of
I
properties.
actually know the exact house because I think we walked through this house about 2 weeks ago, and Curtis is like, I could live here. This will work."
Well, that's one, but there's even nicer. Like I think it's probably an Eckie house right up on the golf course that's got
Above
views.
Encinitas
it's like
Ranch.
an 8,000 square foot house.
Well, and it doesn't have to be that big. I don't even care about the house. It's the view. You can see
both sides.
You got beautiful view of the golf course. You got view down to the ocean, and then back out over the canyons, out to the east, to the mountains, to the
Sunrise and sunset.
east.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where that would be my pick.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
like
I mean, at the end of the day, anywhere in Encinitas pretty much
It's
is
pretty-
as good as anywhere you're going to live in this
It's
country,
pretty-
probably. But
I'm going to live in our office is where I live.
yeah, this would
We're right
suck.
downtown,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's my place is right above the office. Actually, I would just take a little beach house over at Moonlight would work for me. So
The same price point, about 675 grand.
That wouldn't be
Somewhere.
bad either.
yeah, I think you can get it with that down and
That's right.
maybe a little extra. But so cool. I think we got a couple more things we wanted to cover. One is you had some did you knows.
Oh yes, did you know?
I
Let
know
me
you
make
got some
sure
of those. Yeah.
I do. Did you
Yep.
know? I found it. Okay.
Okay.
The first one was about stocks. We kind of already went over that, about
Yep.
the record highs and lows.
Right.
The second one's real estate related. So it's about the iBuyers, which are current, basically cash buyers going out there, and there's big companies doing it. Open Door,
Hedge funds.
hedge funds,
Yeah.
Zillow's doing it. There's a lot of players in the game, but a lot of I guess agents, outsiders, everybody's kind of seeing them come in and disrupting the business, and kind of don't know what's going to happen. But this is from it's from Greg Schwartz, who is the former president of Zillow, who's actually one of the high buyers now. But did you know the iBuyer business is going to be a 2-horse race between Zillow and Open Door? That was from Greg Schwartz. He said Wednesday during a conversation at the RE/MAX convention in Vegas. He believes iBuyers will take a good chunk of the market, maybe even in double digits, but the business will continue to remain niche. Niche?
Either works.
Okay.
It's Payne or Hine, one of the two. Yeah.
Schwartz believes the next 10 years will be a decade of the power agent, defined as somebody who studies the industry, draws more transactions, looks to use technology to enhance relationships and not replace them. So, just kind of the part-time agents. Basically, they're saying it's going to squeeze out some of the
Sure.
people who are not
Doing a few deals a year.
who are kind of not full-time and trying to build those relationships and help out clients long-term. So
It's a big deal when you're buying a house, though. So
Yeah.
people deserve to have somebody that's in the business and looking at it every day and trying to figure out what's going on and give them the best advice for sure.
yeah,
The iBuyer thing. I mean, we've always had iBuyers in a way. There's always been cash buyers. Now there's just a lot of money behind it, which is different. I think it's, in some respects, for some of these folks, they're just getting their equity taken by, the shiny object. Hey, you can move in 7 days. We could sell a house and have somebody out of it in 7 days at the right price, and I'm sure it would be more than an iBuyer because they charge you back in. I mean, there's a lot of different costs involved. If you're looking at selling direct and you need a cash buyer,
We'll find you one.
Yeah, or price it right, and you'll be gone within 30 days, and you'll make a little more money, probably a lot more. But anyway, it's an interesting
Especially
time.
in this market. I can't imagine
Yeah.
like right now, and it's happening because there's how many?
Well, they go direct a lot of times. I mean, they just go directly to the people and try to cut a deal.
Talk them into it.
And the problem in our market, one of the things, I had somebody tell me or say this the other day, and it's kind of an interesting thought. They're like, well, why do I need an agent? I can just put a sign on it and somebody will buy it. It's as important then as it is when the market's tough, because who knows if your price is $950 or $1,050,000, and if you don't gauge it right and get some help with that, you could be giving up 50, 60, 100 grand. And it takes a long time to gain this equity. You know, I mean, some of these people have been in a place for 20 years and they get 200,000, 300,000 equity, and then they're going to give away 10% of that or 20% of that just to sell.
And you
in
need
7 days.
every penny you can get right now.
Yeah, because
where you're going, it's
True.
You're gonna be, if you're gonna be a buyer on the other side, you need every dollar.
So it's an interesting time. It'll be interesting to see how all that plays out, because I know when Zillow announced that and started doing that strong, their stock dropped off the table because a lot of people were like, And their revenue numbers look great, but they're not making any money on this.
Yeah, they're just kind of doing the growth model and try to take that market share. And then I think what they'll try to do is get the secondary kind of, services around the transaction, not necessarily making the money off the sale, but kind of within the transaction. But it's just kind of, they're trying to sell convenience in a way for, what's that worth to somebody? Is it worth?
There's a small slice of the pie that it makes some sense. Like, I got an urgent need and I got to be gone.
Desperation. There's always going to be.
So that might be the one, but it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I think if you do your job right and you know your market and you're of value to clients, then in the end, hopefully we're still around, unless it's all robots at some point.
Yeah, could be. Well, it still feels like some of the just discount brokers. It still has that feel that, what are you getting? You're not getting.
Well, they're just taking your equity.
Yeah, they're just taking your money,
and they're giving you what here's what you get left in 3 days or 5 days or 7 days, whatever the close date. So we'll leave it on this. So we were talking
on that.
We were talking earlier. We'll leave it on something fun. So we were talking about Belly Up before we started doing this. So give me who's your favorite band you've seen at Belly Up?
My wife and I we've probably seen Donovan Frankenreiter at Belly Up, I don't know, 8 times. I don't know whose obsession that is. Might be my wife's. but he's always fantastic, and a good tip. That in my older years, I don't want to stand.
You're such an old guy now.
We don't want to stand and rub elbows with a whole bunch of sweaty people. The up top area is
the VIP.
VIP
way to go.
Perfect. I think it costs like $15 extra or something like that. And
sells out fast.
And you have to go to the bar. Somebody comes and gets your drink order for you.
There
It's
you
beautiful.
Go.
Tip of the day.
But he's always fun. He comes, at least for the last 5 or 6 years, it's been December, right around New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
He's at Belgium.
Great local tip.
It's so fun.
I'm going to go to Curtis, and then you let Chris think about it.
I've got 2.
Yeah, because I know his.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, the one that I thought was funny is I went to see Snoop Dogg.
Funny? Well, someday you'll be able to tell your children about
Snoop
that.
Dogg would be at the Belly Up. It was probably the most, I don't know how I say this. But
crazy?
No, it was just funny. The crowd that was in there is not a crowd I'm sure he's used to seeing at his concerts.
Right.
Not housewives, but soccer moms and guys like me.
Awesome.
But it was fun.
I bet it was good.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And then, but my favorite was a band a lot of people have probably never heard of because they're Canadian, but Tragically Hip.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
Just kidding.
You haven't?
No, I haven't.
They're a band that in Canada would sell out stadium, like they'd go into a city and for 3 nights sell out a 20,000 seat stadium and just be packed. Yeah. And here I can go see him at the Belly Up and he's like this far away from me.
Why would they even do that? Why would they even play?
Because
they try to get a little bit of...
No, because they like the fact that they could come down and play like
a little club
like that, or House of Blues. I saw them up in Anaheim and I think they just thought it was fun for them to be in a small environment like that.
That's
so
cool.
To me, that was...
What's it called?
Tragically Hip.
Tragically Hip.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of it? We're asking the film guys if they've heard of it.
Try to get one person.
So I'll go with an old. What do you got, Chris?
So mine's a little obscure. I used to DJ back in the day, so I followed this guy for a while, and he's just he had this live set up in LA, and so I was always looking. And one day he was at the Belly Up, so we went. His name's DJ Z Trip, and just killed it. It was a fantastic show, and it wasn't packed in there. Belly Up's a great location, so we were right at the front stage and just bringing out, just remixing everything, 80s, hip hop, kind of everything in between. I think there was a little Super Mario Brother remix in there, so it was pretty sweet. Yeah,
I like it.
How about you?
I'm looking to see on my phone who mine is.
Okay.
How many concerts do you think you've been to over the years at the Belly Up? Or not concerts, but
a
shows?
lot. Well, I've probably seen the English Beat there about 10 times.
Yeah.
So, but so that's an old time group. But
I've
seen the Red Hot Chili Peppers there a long time ago before they were.
Not the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
No,
Because
the
that's
actual
one I
Red
saw.
Hot Chili Peppers.
That's what I said today, remember?
I think Flea was wearing a diaper back then.
Calendar.
I think Flea was wearing a diaper back then during the show. They were all insane. It was years ago, but but that's another one of our great local places, Belly Up, that you can go, and there's Kevin Bacon plays there with his brother.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I've seen John Hyatt there a couple times. He's really good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good bands that play there. The Specials have played there. Who else do we got?
Another good show. I saw Greg Allman from Allman Brothers was pretty solid.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones played there once.
gonna
Remember
say
that?
Oh, that was like a private party or something like that.
You weren't there?
No, I was not there.
Anyway, so we'll leave it on that. That's this month's roundtable, and next time around, one of you guys gets to come with your local favorites. Another shout out to Sackcloth and Ashes. If you're looking to buy a cool gift for somebody, buy one of these online, and then a homeless shelter will get a blanket too. But who's going to do it next time?
I will.
Curtis is in the hot seat.
Nice. They better be good.
No pressure.
We want real details from these places. So that's it.
More detail than Lauren brought tonight. That's what we want.
Hey, I'm actually wearing the gear. I got it. Wait, I don't have any food from Boner Shadow. But anyway, thanks for watching this month. And one of these days we're going to do the roundtable down at the beach. I think we should do it out Roundtable Pizza.
Which is still so surprising.
No, let's not do that. Anyway, have a great month.
See ya.
See ya.